A conservative writer went to an Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez rally and lived to tell her harrowing story on Fox News. Watch.
Conservative, and she went to one of her rallies. Daily Caller's Virginia Kruta, thank you so much for being with us. And you wrote an op-ed about it. Tell us why you went to her rally. What was the interest?
Thanks for having me. Well, I went kind of to see what the fuss was about, really, because, I mean, I've been to conservative rallies before. I've been to a Trump speech. I've been to a Ted Cruz rally when he was running for president. And I just kind of wanted to see, why the message was resonating, because really the socialist message is gaining steam within the Democrat Party.
So based upon what you saw, why are people drawn to this message?
Well, I was listening to them talk to Ocasio-Cortez and also to Cori Bush, who she was stumping for in St. Louis. And they say things, they talk about things that everybody wants, especially like if you're a parent. They talk about education for your kids, health care for your kids, the things that you want. And, if you're not really paying attention to how they're going to pay for it or, the rest of that, it's easy to fall into that trap and say, my kids deserve this. And, well, maybe the government should be responsible for helping me with that.
Mm-hmm. Virginia, as a conservative, when you're sitting in that audience or standing in that audience and you're listening to that message, how did it make you feel? Were you angry? Were you more drawn to that?
I was mostly uncomfortable because I was surrounded by a group of people who were talking about how they had gotten involved because they were tired of being angry all the time. And it seems like so much effort to be angry about everything instead of to focus on what you could do to change it.
This clip is everything. So, oh my God, I have a lot to say here. So, first of all, the interview here is set up like they're talking to somebody who was a hostage somewhere and they just got out. And now that they've escaped, they're telling their harrowing story of being at a Ocasio-Cortez rally where they're talking about crazy, scary things like healthcare and education. I mean, it's devastating. It's crazy because you almost feel like that these are good ideas. That, yeah, maybe the government should be providing these things. I mean, when you look at the rest of the world and you see Canada and you see the Scandinavian countries and, all these other countries in Europe, all around the world, these countries that have guaranteed things like healthcare and education. I mean, it's crazy. This lady, on some level, I feel bad for her because she has turned into everything she is afraid of. She thinks that people on the left are the ones that are brainwashed because we expect a certain level of dignity from the government in our lives, like healthcare and education, and maybe, I don't know, bridges that don't that don't collapse. Crazy things. So this is. Let me go through some of these quotes to try and focus my mind here. So. Oh my God, some of these are just fantastic. The things that you want. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Cori Bush talking about the things that you want. Yeah, maybe that's because you should have them. Maybe that's because, me as a Canadian, I have healthcare. I don't have to worry about insurance. And it's great. So, and if you notice, when countries move to a universal healthcare system, they don't go back because it works. Some other quotes here. My kids deserve this. I mean, this is an ad. This is a fantastic ad for social democracy. Maybe the government should be responsible. She felt mostly uncomfortable when surrounded by people who were angry. So much anger. There's just so much anger from these people. How could you not be wanting to do something with that anger? Yet here they are at an Ocasio-Cortez rally where they are getting involved in politics. So they are channeling their anger into doing something about it. And just, the mindset here is, okay, well, tax cuts for the rich. Oh, that's fine. Let's not question that at all, even though since that Trump tax cut went through, wages have gone down and stock buybacks are at a record high, meaning that the wealthy are getting more wealthy while the rest of the country remains with low wages and remains poor and without health care and without education. I mean, this stuff writes itself. Military spending. Do you not question the continued increase in military spending when the U.S. spends more than the next 9 countries combined? That doesn't bother you? You don't think, hey, maybe that's a lot of money. Maybe that money should be going elsewhere instead of to defense contractors. I mean, maybe siphon a little bit of that money to, I don't know, healthcare, education. I mean, just crazy. I mean, I know I'm saying crazy things here, but I don't know. I went to an Ocasio-Cortez rally, and now I'm thinking crazy thoughts. So this is both sad and hilarious, because this is what the conservative mind has become. They have gone so far to the right that they have now convinced themselves that health care for their children is a crazy idea. That having tuition paid for, again, for their kids is a crazy idea. That maybe you shouldn't be sending students out into the world with 30 grand and more in debt is a crazy thing. I mean, maybe you should shift to a system that doesn't do that to people, that doesn't start you out in life already in the negative. Like, some of this stuff is just, it explains itself. And all you really have to recognize is the people that are wealthy have a lot of effing money. And a lot of that money is in offshore tax havens. So not only are they extremely wealthy, but that money is sitting there doing nothing. And nobody is benefiting from it except for the people that have the money. And even they aren't benefiting. So, because you can't, I mean, you get to a certain point where you have too much money too much money to spend. So just stop and think for a second. I mean, I know people watching my channel are hopefully already on this wavelength and realize that these sorts of ideas aren't nuts. But watching this, again, it is depressing. And I don't know what else to do about it, but for now, sit and laugh. And hopefully educate some of these people.